Happy New Year, folks. It's the start of 2026. I hope you're all well, and if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, odds are you probably won't enjoy this video. It's 6:50 a.m. It's already 25 degrees Celsius. Conversion on screen. Welcome back, folks. My name's Shane. Before we get into this video, I'm shooting this on my new picture profile. That's right, I've combined Vlog with the nicest LUT in camera using real-time LUT. So it's giving me this kind of look. Now I'll probably just add some post-production to this, and I'm exposing everything properly. So I've got correct shutter angle and all that kind of stuff using my Hater variable ND filter. I don't normally shoot in manual mode outside in the sun, but I wanted to give it a shot today just to see if it was actually any better for YouTube or not. But we're going to talk about cameras, lenses, all that kind of thing. And if you enjoy the video, drop a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. I've got something on loan right now, which I took with me to Perth, that I thought I might as well bring it. Even though it's large and in charge, I figured it was probably the place to test it based on the fact that, you know, it's so much nicer here than where I live. It's not even close. So yeah, it's just absolutely stunning. So we'll talk about all the stuff that I've got and why I wanted to test it here before potentially doing a larger project later in the year. So let's get into it. All right, let's talk about the camera body. So if you know the channel, you know I've been shooting full frame for a while, but before that I was micro four thirds, and now I'm having a bit of a renaissance with the micro four thirds system. I'm actually really enjoying it. So I only took micro four thirds gear with me, apart from a GoPro. But I've got the G9 Mark II with me as my sort of everyday carry camera. So if I just want to have some fun shooting some travel stuff, the G9 Mark II is the way to go. It gives you basically all the same great stuff we've got in the GH7, but no active cooling, which doesn't matter because it's still very reliable. And even in the sort of hot conditions of Perth here, if I'm just doing sort of, you know, travel vlog stuff or video or photos in bursts, you're never going to have a problem with overheating with this, unless it's plonked in the sun, in direct sunlight, which is where the GH7 comes in. So I'm shooting this video entirely on the GH7 here, and they're essentially the ultimate A-B combination. So you can pick which one you prefer. But I love the simplicity of the G9 Mark II, having that S&Q mode. It's slightly smaller and lighter, which is a good thing as well. The GH7 has the reliability and arguably the best active cooling in any of the Lumix cameras, so that's really cool. Maybe the S1H also has that as well, but yeah, it's just a rock solid camera, and I'm a big fan of not only using it because it's fun, but you get that flip out screen and round screen. So, you know, if you want to work a little bit more ergonomically, the GH7 is the way to go. But as an A-B combination, both of these do a great job. All right, let's talk a little bit about why I took micro four thirds instead of full frame. So last trip, I took full frame equipment. I went to Texas. I took the S5 Mark IIX and the S9, both of which are awesome. And I still stand by the fact, if you're looking for a great travel camera, the S9 is hard to beat. Its form factor is fantastic, but you are still at the mercy of having, you know, relatively large lenses compared to its camera body size. It doesn't bother me, but for some people, that's definitely an issue. But I wanted better zooms that were smaller and lighter on the most part. And we'll talk about those in just a sec. But the takeaway here is this: if I'm taking the lenses I would actually use for a shoot, then the micro four thirds zoom lenses are still the way to go. They're just smaller and lighter, more portable, at the expense of, you know, maybe not getting as much separation and all that kind of stuff. I don't really care. It's a beautiful day, and if you can see a little bit more behind me, I don't really care. I guess the final reason why I took micro four thirds for this trip was to see whether or not I could get away with two camera bodies and essentially two lenses if the size and weight thing kind of worked out. But we'll get into that as well. I have a feeling already it may not be the case, but it is what it is. So let's take a look at some goodies. This first lens is the main reason why I took micro four thirds. I was dying to test this out again. This is the Panasonic Leica 25 to 50 millimeter f1.7 zoom lens. And I tested this originally on the GH5 Mark II or GH6 sort of era. So when those cameras first came out, and it was great. It was really good on those cameras, but I've been thinking about it again now that we've got proper autofocus in the new cameras. So I want to re-review this on the G9 Mark II and GH7 for both photos and video. So if you're not already subscribed, please do so. Click the bell, all that kind of stuff. Drop a thumbs up, and that video will hopefully be ready once I shoot enough sample shots here. Now, I took this out yesterday to shoot with it, and I was very impressed with the just beautiful image quality you can get from this lens. One of the things that really surprised me was you can still get quite a lot of subject separation at a distance, which is a really beautiful thing for micro four thirds. And while this lens isn't small, right, it is quite big, as you can see. The lens hood makes it look much bigger than it actually is. So I don't think it's too huge without the lens hood, but yeah, for whatever reason, they went for one of these big honking lens hoods over here. Now I'm shooting this primary shot here with the 10 to 25 millimeter from this particular series, which I've had since the GH6, and it's a great sort of A-B combo, or that's at least what we've been told. So I'll talk more about that in my review and whether or not, it's a great sort of run and gun combo. Now these next two lenses are the two that I enjoy shooting with the most for Micro Four Thirds, and they were the two that I enjoyed the most last time I was here as well. And odds are, if we do this big adventure that we're kind of planning in the early stages of, these will be two of the lenses that I take if I bring the Micro Four Thirds system with me. And the first one is my favorite zoom lens right now for Micro Four Thirds, this 12 to 35 f2.8. And this is the Leica version, or version 3. It's the same thing. It's such a great lens optically. It's as good as the 10 to 25. Obviously you get a different look, but the trade-off here is the size and weight. This is small, light, and just fun to use. And I love the fact you can punch all the way into 35 millimeters, or that 70 millimeter equivalent. If you're new to Micro Four Thirds, this is a 24 to 70. And after owning the Sigma, which was like this big, I took it back the next day and I thought, for full frame that is, took it back and I thought, man, I'm never buying another huge lens like that again. So yeah, this is nice and small, it's compact, it's got great image quality, and you've seen this a bunch on the channel already. The fourth and lucky last lens on this list, you may already guess what this is. Look how small this is this little guy. Man, what a lens, the 9mm f1.7 prime. This again is a Panasonic Leica lens. So I think as I've gotten older, I've started to realize that these Leica lenses are pretty impressive. Whether we're talking about the 10 to 25, the 25 to 50, the 9mm, the 25 f1.4, the 12mm f1.4 or 2, whatever that is, they're all great, right? They've got just such great image quality, and I've either owned or tested most of them, but in terms of a super wide field of view, man, this thing is where it's at. It's absolutely beautiful. It's small and light, and if you're looking just to capture some beautiful scenery, this thing right here is the ultimate sort of run and gun travel scenery, landscape, or sort of vlogging lens. No question about it. 2026 for me personally will be a creative year. After going to Texas a few months back, I got a lot of inspiration to continue to do a particular type of series that I shoot anywhere I travel, and that's something that I'm going to be focusing more on this year, and also just testing the stuff in practical use cases rather than the same old boring stuff. Like, everybody's making the same kind of videos. It's just like, man, it's time for a change. And the more I'm tuning out from stuff, the more I actually just want to start creating things. So I guess the takeaway message is this: don't focus too much on the stuff. Whatever you have is already good. Create some goals and actually check the box saying complete at the end, because that's the most important thing. Whether it's something small like making a video like this if you're a content creator, or whether you've got a grand plan and you've wanted to do something for a while and you want to actually make it happen, start today. Start the planning process, make it happen, get out, shoot, enjoy. And I think, yeah, 2026 might be the most creative year for hopefully all of us. Thanks for watching.